All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, Twitch. Hello, everyone in here. We're going to start the workshop, so please come closer, come closer. All right, let's get started. If you don't already know me, everyone, hi, my name is Savvy, or at least that's the username I go by. I teach voice feminization and voice masculinization. I teach other stuff like human beatboxing, like... So I kind of know how voice works, and I do hope to teach you about the same thing today. So let's get started. First and foremost, because this workshop will be about teaching you how to better use your voice, we have to talk first about the health concerns that we might have for it. First of all, your voice is like any other muscle. It does need to be warmed up. To warm it up, we'll do some kind of vocal tract exercises. We'll do some kind of vocal stretching in a way. And another really important part of voice warm-up is getting your voice hydrated or keeping it hydrated. That is because the vocal folds, or you might call them vocal cords, are little flaps that vibrate really quickly, sometimes hundreds of times per second, okay? And so if those are not hydrated, they're going to rub against each other really dryly. It could potentially create nodules, which are basically like little bumps, like blisters on your vocal folds. You don't want that. That means more recovery time, and more recovery time means less practice. So, if you, for example, take some kind of medication, some medications might be drying into your voice. I'm thinking specifically here for our trans audience, spironolactone is a type of medication that can be drying to the voice. Of course, other things such as alcohol or smoking and different types of drugs can and have the potential to dry up your voice. So don't see evil everywhere. And of course, at the end of the day, body autonomy reigns supreme. So do what you want with your life. But if you are about to work with and on your voice, you have to make sure that you kind of work around those little issues. So typically, if you are going to have a smoke, don't work on your voice right afterwards. Work on your voice before, or maybe like later in the day. Okay, so what's another thing I have to talk about? Yeah, okay, we have more than enough time. So I see a lot of new faces here today, or maybe new avatars, I'm not sure. But I want to talk a little bit about how voice functions, what is the theory behind it, so that you're not completely in the dark when I talk about certain terminology. So let us get started. We base ourselves off the PSF model. It stands for Power Source Filter. And very simply put, we use air from our lungs that will go up the trachea and will then go behind our Adam's apple, where the larynx is. Okay? And right behind the bump on your neck, you might have a more or less prominent one, but we all have that component in our voices. You will find the little flaps that I was mentioning before that vibrate and create the sound. We call those the vocal folds. And so when the vocal folds vibrate, thanks to the input of air that you provide, you get, well, a source sound, which is how your voice functions. But that's not all of it, because there is then the filter component of voice. What is the filter, you might ask? Well, that is what allows us to basically make our voice really dark by making the space really big, or really bright by making the space really small. Okay? And this is going to be a very important component when it comes to feminizing or masculinizing the voice. Okay? So, very simply put again, air in the lungs goes up, sets vocal folds in motion. Once the vocals are in motion, they create a sound, and that sound bounces around in a small space or in a big space. And that is how you modify the voice. Okay, now really quickly, let's talk about what it means for us to change our voice, whether we are trying to go towards masculinizing the voice or whether we're trying to feminize the voice. Okay, very simply put, we are going to talk about what the common biological effects are. And we're going to talk about testosterone exposure. Why? Because testosterone does three main things to your voice. One, it makes your vocal folds vibrate slower.
which results into a lower pitch.
It also makes your vocal tract much bigger, which will touch on the filter part.
The space becomes much bigger, right?
And then it will also make the vocal folds thicker. Quite literally, testosterone is already known to increase muscle mass more easily than its counterpart estrogen. And so testosterone will increase the muscle mass, or the vocal fold mass, present in the vocal folds, creating a much more heavier, thicker sound, right? So starting from a voice that has not been testosterone affected, we get first the widening of the vocal tract.
Then we get the vocal folds, which vibrate really fast, to vibrate much slower to get a lower pitch. And then those same vocal folds, instead of being thin, become thicker, creating a full-on boomy masculine voice.
Okay, so that's all you need to know about voice. We trans women, trans girls, or just people who want to do voice acting, perhaps for D&D or whatever, you might want, to mitigate those things that testosterone has done to your voice. In your case, making the space smaller, making the pitch a little bit higher, and making your voice maybe a bit softer. That mostly goes if you have a really thick voice by default. But again, this is always going to change depending on who you are, where you start from, and what your connection and habit with voice practice already is. Okay? So, with that being said, I did mention some vocal warm-up before. So this is really important, and I want to do just a little bit of vocal warm-up together. For this, I allow you, or you're more than welcome, to unmute your mics. And what I'll do is the following. I'll do a sound, I'll count to 3, and then you will repeat that sound. Okay? So very simply put, let's get started. I'll do the sound. Oh. And you try this in 1, 2, 3. Back down. All right, that was awesome. Let's try this again, this time with the...
Oh, that's... Sorry, crashed?
That's not good.
Let's try. I go first. Wait a second. 3, 2, 1. All right, awesome. Good job. So you might mute yourself again. I generally encourage this so that you can also practice on your own when this session is happening. So for those who have never been here before, what do we do here after all of this explanation and this warm-up? Well, as per usual, I'll be having 2 people up on stage who want to feminize their voices and 2 people up on stage who want to masculinize their voices. Today I'll be starting with mask voice, so if you want to get up on stage, you will have to raise your hand, jump in place, or give me the hand emote. All right, who might be interested in making their voice
More masculine.
what? Do we have any people? Okay, I think I see Eldritch Radio. Eldritch Radio, you want to come up on stage? The stairs are right over there.
Okay.
All right. Applause for Eldritch Radio. Ooh, okay. Hi, hello, welcome there.
Yeah.
I'm getting Absol vibe from your avatar. I'm not sure why, but
It is an Absol.
Okay, good. I know my Pokemon. Great. All right, we'll get 10 minutes starting from now. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So, hello, welcome, Eldritch Radio. So, what do you want to do today? Want to masculinize your voice? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Make it more darker, heavier, lower in pitch.
Awesome. We can try and do that.
Yeah.
So, what's your experience of voice? Have you done any practice before?
I haven't really personally like done any voice training before, because usually I've just like tried to lower my voice through just relaxation, and try to like sometimes I try to sound even sing to songs to try to imitate the voices that I do sing to.
Okay, that's
That's the
awesome.
only
Great.
That's the only stuff I've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then what I want you to do is you're quickly going to go to the quick menu and you're going to check the audio settings, the little audio
Audio
icon
settings.
below. I want you to disable noise suppression, and the mic activation threshold goes all the way down to the left to 0%.
Alright. Noise suppression is off.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's get started. How about you show me like a little slide from your highest down to your lowest?
Okay. So my highest first.
You don't need to go extremely high, just so I can like see kind of like what your range is when it comes to lower pitches. Something like,
Hold on.
yep, go for it.
Like that.
Okay, so like around a 3 like that, and then you
Hold on.
speak and you proceed. Then you, yeah, I think when you speak, you go lower than what you showed me. Give it another try, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then it's a bunch of creak down there. Maybe we can work on making that become like a more full sound down there. Okay, awesome. So, have you ever heard of the term resonance or filter, like I have mentioned before on the slides?
Yeah,
okay.
I've heard about. Yeah, I think that's the main thing I am having an issue with, because I kind of understand the pitch, but I'm having the main issue with the resonance, so I can maybe try to even get even deeper, so I can even practice to even get to get more weight.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Have you already tried like practicing with the whisper exercise? Yeah. Okay.
What's the whisper exercise?
Well, perfect that you ask. Okay, so very simply put, when we use our voices, right? Again, PSF model, we have air, we push that air up, the vocal folds vibrate, and then the sound propagates and bounces around the filter. But we always hear that layered sound of the vocal folds vibrating and of the vocal tract size. We never really get to hear just the filter size, right? You hear da 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 da. You hear a different vibration of the vocal folds as I go up and down in pitch. But when it comes to resonance, you can hear it, but it's hard to manipulate. But there's one little cheat code that we can go for, and that is whispers, because whispers are a voiceless sound, a sound that doesn't use the vibration of the vocal folds. Because when you whisper, hello, hi, how are you? You don't have any vocal fold vibration, but you can kind of tell that the whisper is somewhat gendered.
This whisper is a lot more darker and masculine leaning, whereas
this whisper is a lot brighter, more feminine leaning. Okay?
Yeah.
And so we're going to try exactly that exercise on the sentence, pat that cat. Okay? So I want you to mimic and follow after me. All right? So we're going to start on a normal, gentler, bright pat that cat, like this. Pat that cat.
Pat, 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 pat. Like
now
that.
this is good, but I do need you to make it into a whisper, because right now you're using the vibration of the vocal folds. So imagine you're like in the middle of the classroom, and there's that one teammate plays too many video games. And there's that one classmate. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So now you hear how you're doing this very bright. Okay?
Yeah.
So now we're going to make the space bigger by making the pat go darker. So pat, pat, pat,
Pat, pat, pat,
pat. Yes. And then you can say
Pot that cut.
pot that cut.
all right, careful there because you did
Pot that cut.
so you did climb up a little bit towards the end, right? Going back to like the smaller size that you're more used to in your current voice. But yeah, other than that, well,
Pot that cut.
Pot that cut.
yeah,
Pot that cat.
careful there.
Pot that
Cat. So another thing I hear in your voice is, oh yeah, you did it again. Pot that cat. Okay, listen up really closely
Yeah.
first before you do any more. So pat that cat here, very good. But your whisper here is a little bit too rough, a little bit too strong, right? And because it is, it kind of like forces air against your vocal folds. It dehydrates them. It's actually a little warning for everyone here. When you're doing whispers, you are going to fatigue your voice really quickly. It is very important that you do the whispers very gently. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a good reason why I had water right next to me, because while you were speaking, I was drinking water.
That's very good. You do that. And so what's important here is okay. What's important here? I think we have a bit of ping, so it's okay. I'm sorry if I cut you off or whatever. But what you're doing here is you went from that really bright pat that cat to that really dark pat that cat. But you went. Yeah, that one was really good. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Now I hear that your whisper is more like a pat that cat. There's like a lot of air coming out. Try to like reduce the amount of air. Go like more gentle. Pat that cat. Right? Very good. See, you still can hear the darkness in the voice or the brightness. Yeah, nice. Okay, awesome. And from there, now that we have this really dark, what we want to do is bridge that whisper into a full voice, right? Because right now we are still just doing a whisper, right? So it's not exactly what we want. So again here, well, not again, first time for today, I'm going to refer us to the vocal fold closure diagram here. Why is that? Because we are in a whisper and the vocal folds are really open, right? Typically, this is like a not exactly accurate representation of how this works, but basically, when your vocal folds vibrate, they can vibrate really close or really open. And depending on how far you are in that gradient, you can have more or less leakage of air through the vocal folds. So if I'm, for example, really breathy, my vocal folds are indeed touching, but they spend more time being open, thus a lot of air comes out. Whereas if I speak normally like this, all of the air is being used and there's like no like hole in between the vocal folds when they vibrate. So you are in a whisper, a dark whisper, but God. And our goal will be to go from that whisper to the breathy sound and then into the balanced. Kind of like this.
Pot that
Oh, pot,
Yeah.
oh, pot that cat.
Oh, okay, nice. Cut. But I would want you to go from the whisper first. I want to hear the slide, right?
Pot that cat.
Okay, let's
Like
take
that.
this a little bit slower. I think
Okay.
technically you're getting there, but you're like skipping steps. And it's important that we like really take our time here. I know the time is limited, but we really want to take our time. That is because when you have that whisper, again, you did
pot that cut.
properly a few times, but you also did, oh, sorry, that's the alarm. But you also did pot that cat. You sometimes let it trail back up, right? So it's really important that like you stay in that like darker, bigger state, right?
Pot that cut.
And the reason for why we use this gentle gradient from a whispery to a breathy to a balanced sound is so that we can really pay attention to the whisper, right? Oh, wait. Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that's smooth. Okay. Well, assuming that you're maybe watching the the video of this live or of this class, yeah, just know that like you want to take the time to slide, and this is for everyone here as well. Here, when you have that like dark whisper, you really can hear it whilst you're going from the whisper to the breathy to the balanced. So like. You can still hear the whisper up until I get to the balanced sound, which allows you to hear if your resonance has gone back up again or not. And so when you, for example, fail that exercise and, for example, shoot back up to a greater sound, you might end up having something like that cat. And then you're like, wait, what happened? I did everything right, you know? So that's the thing. It's like the whisper allows you to directly hear where your resonance is at. Okay. I'm very sorry for Eldritch Radio. But yeah, can we have an applause for Eldritch Radio for making it up on stage, please? All right. Yippee! Okay. All right. Oh no. Okay, you came back. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fine. I did. So there will be a recording on the Trans Academy channel. I've pretty much like finished my explanation and gave you some pointers there. So yeah, you're here. Applause again. So yeah, thank you for making it up on stage. I hope you can practice all of this, and I hope to see you in another class. Thank you, Radio, Eldritch Radio.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll try to come to next class.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so next up we have someone who wants to feminize their voices. Who might be interested? Raise your hand, jump in place. Okay. Okay, anti-Apple for life. Is that you? Yes?
Yeah.
I see you have a little trans flag, very cute. Okay, come up on stage. Come on. All right, anti-Apple for life. Applause. All right, hello, welcome.
Hi.
Yippee!
Sorry. All right, so let's get started.
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
now 10 minutes starting from now. All right, hello, welcome. First time here?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me know. Have you ever practiced on your voice? I can kind of tell you have just by what I'm
kinda.
hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've hit some almost walls and also resonance ceiling and consistency.
Sorry, did you say resonance healing?
Resonance ceiling.
Oh, okay. I was like resonance healing. I was like some kind of meditation thing. Like, oh, I will heal you with my saint resonance. Okay. All right, let's focus. So you say that your main issue is resonance ceiling. What are some other things that bother you with your voice generally?
I have problems with consistently getting vocal weight, but like sometimes I can do it.
Okay, I kind of hear it like a little bit like generally like your voice is soft, but like consistency is a bit like lackluster. I kind of hear it a little bit in your voice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, very soft. Okay. So let's see. What I want us to do is just read just some sentences and kind of see for ourselves. Where is my slide? Ah, yes. Very good. Awesome. Let's see how we do on these sentences. Has the slide loaded up for you?
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
All right, awesome. So, all right, what I want you to do is read that very first sentence for me in your femme voice. So, yeah, let's give this a try.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Okay, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the pitch here. We have, I can't see. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Yeah, like it's kind of like between like a G3 and an E3. Pretty well in range. Voice is pretty soft. I didn't hear like any vocal fold mass issue there. how about you give me just another try of that sentence?
Here. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Ah, okay, now I heard a little bit more. That mad brat sat on that flat mat, right? It's a little bit too much thickness. All right, so here's a little tip to help you master and make better use of, well, vocal weight. Vocal weight is very dependent on how much air you provide to the vocal folds, right? So if you do not control how your air is being used by your lungs, by your vocal folds, well, your lungs gonna control that, then you might kind of have like a thicker sound if you have like too much air, like that's forcing out of the lungs, and you end up having like a thicker sound, right? Do you ever feel like you're out of breath, or do you ever feel like you're holding back a lot of air? Like, does one of these things feel like it applies to you, or not at all?
Not really, honestly.
Okay, well then that's pretty good. Then maybe it's something directly linked to the vocal folds, because the air that you give to the vocal folds will determine a lot of what the vocal folds are going, or how the vocal folds are going to behave. But the vocal folds themselves can be controlled to be either really thick or to be really, really soft. So really thin, sorry. All right, how about you read some more sentences for me?
Sure. The crowbar opened the subpar car.
Okay, that's pretty good. Careful there on car. You might have heard the resonance drop. The crowbar opened the subpar car. Bit going darker here. Let's try this. The crowbar opened the subpar car. Let's stay bright, even if the pitch is lower.
Yeah. The crowbar opened the subpar car.
Okay, that's a lot better. Good. Awesome. Okay, how about the next sentence? I want to see how you do on those sounds, those O sounds.
Oh,
Oh,
the store doors creaked more on the fourth floor.
okay, fourth floor. The store doors creak more on the fourth floor. So okay, I can tell that there's a bit of resonance and consistency. Do you want to give this another try? Focusing here a bit on store and on the end of the sentence to really get those sounds really bright.
The store doors creaked more on the fourth floor.
Okay, I do feel like we are definitely a lot darker than we were on the ah sound, okay? So let's see. Have you already tried practicing vowel sounds by themselves, just to brighten them individually? Yeah, you have? Okay. All right. So how do you proceed? Do you go for like the whisper exercise, or just kind of like go for like just phonate directly?
I try. Sometimes I phonate directly, and sometimes I also do whisper sirens.
Okay, how about you try then to do the whisper siren together on this? Let's take the word store and let's brighten that in a whisper. Kind of like this.
Store.
Store, store, star.
Store.
Give it.
Star. Star. Star.
Okay, try to push less air. Store, star, star, star. Let's go more for a store, star, star. Very gentle.
Star. 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 Star.
Careful there. That was really strong. Yeah? Better? Star, star, star. Gentle. Star.
Star.
Right?
Star.
Very good.
Star.
Much better. Good. And now I'm here. Star. Store.
Star. Star.
Nice. Very good. And now in the context of the sentence, the store doors creaked more on the fourth floor.
The store doors creaked more on the fourth floor.
Very good. Nice. Okay, maybe there was a little bit of a cheat code in there because we did go for a higher pitch than what you usually go for. Which brings me to another question. Do you have like a specific goal in mind in terms of voice that you want? Is it more of a lower feminine voice that you want, or more of a higher feminine voice that you want? I'm talking specifically about pitch.
Oh yeah, more like a higher one, but also with generally resonance on the brighter side too.
Okay, so like you want like a higher pitched voice. Okay, would you say that like you struggle also with a pitch ceiling, perhaps?
I'm not sure. I know my pitch ceiling is F4. That's the highest note I can hit.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay. Technically, you
So
don't need
that-
to go much higher than that if you want to like have a higher pitched fem voice. Depends. Then it depends like on how you want to express emotions. Like
Yeah.
for emotions, you might like want to go all the way up here. Depends what you do, like how
Not
dramatic you want to
M2.
be. Yeah, not M2. Okay. Oh, you know about M2. Okay, you know pretty much a lot of terms. That's very good. Okay, so let's see. How about you give me a slide on an O sound from your lowest to your highest? Trying to like
With
not get
with
any
or
breaks.
with or without M2.
With M2.
Okay.
So
O
don't start
sound?
at M2, but like from M1 to M2,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
oh.
Oh.
All right. First of all, F4 was a lie. You did A sharp 4, which is like in my head F4, F sharp 4, G4, G sharp 4, A4. That's like
F4 was
6
my
semitones.
F4 was my M1 limit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
to say
okay.
that.
Like kind of like in a belted thing, like yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I did notice that there was a little bit of a vocal break here. You might have noticed. Oh, going into the M2, there was like a little bump there.
Yeah.
Have you already tried like trying to negate that bump to get more of a oh, something that smoothly translates into M2?
Not yet, but that's one thing I want to do soon.
Okay, good. Just know that if you practice on that, then it becomes a lot easier to incorporate M2 into your voice. Because if you don't have any break between like your M1 and your M2, you can just freely go oh back and forth between those two ranges, eventually using it to speak with, Instead of having just
Yeah.
the store doors creak more on the fourth floor, all in the M1 range, you can go ahead and have the store doors creaked more on the fourth floor, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Da-da-da. How about you read me the next sentence?
That one, you has a boot.
The new you
Yeah.
is no taboo. You grew, it's true.
The new you is no taboo. You grew, it's true.
Okay, I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised with how well you brightened the oo sound. It's not an easy sound to brighten. The new you is no taboo. It generally is one of the biggest pitfalls when it comes to feminizing the voice. That was really good. Good job. The new you is no taboo. You grew, it's true. Okay, now I want to do something maybe a little bit less intonation oriented. Oh, and that would be time.
Okay.
That's not the right slide. Okay. Before you go, I just want to see if we can do something. All right. Try to like go a little bit higher in pitch. So let's go match my pitch here. Very good. Now try this. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Very good. Nice. Let's try the following. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
All right, careful there. Hello, good morning. Hello. So as you go down, careful. Hello. You know you're going to go down, so really watch out for the low pitches. And keep them really bright. Okay?
Hello.
I feel like a lot.
You like that?
Yeah. Hello. It's the way down that trips you up,
Yeah.
Give it another try.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Yeah. Yes, that's really good. Awesome. Great. So here with that, hello, good morning, how are you? Like you're making use of those higher pitches. It's really nice. But what I would say is with consistency, you already know that you struggle with consistency with vocal folds mass. Here with resonance, you also struggle. And I would generally I know that your objective is to go for higher pitches. That's what you mentioned at the start. But I would strongly recommend that you also work on getting the lower pitches of your range that you might not necessarily think are useful to, feminize, but using those lower pitches in your range, like F3, E3 and below that can be really important to, allow you to intonate really high up, but also going back down without going back into a resonance that sounds more masculine. Okay?
Yeah.
Overall,
thanks so much.
you're very welcome. Very good voice so far. I'm excited to see how far you go in the future with your voice. So yeah. Thank you for coming up on stage, being brave, and applause for Anti-Apple for Life.
Thanks.
Best of luck with your voice practice. See you perhaps in another workshop.
You
Okay.
done so
Bye.
well.
Bye-bye. All right, so next up, we will have someone who wants to masculinize their voices, who might be interested in doing such a feat. Achieve a more masculine voice. No one wants to become mask. Is it only femboys today?
Morphe wants to.
Who wants to? Sorry?
Morphe. Oh, Jason. Jason 19.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
87.
Jason, all right. Come up on stage. Come on. Yeah, all right. Applause for Jason. Oh, wow. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
What, you want to masculinize your voice? Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess. Let's see. All right, let's go. Sorry, no, I'm not making fun at your voice, of course. Let's get started. We got 10 minutes starting from now. All right.
All right, Jason. Hi. What do you want to do with your voice today?
Usually when I have mourner voices, I'm like this morning I was hitting D2s and C2s. I would love to be able to do that on demand, but anything louder than a whisper, that low range will go away. So like when I go to work, my voice will just go up an octave immediately. I'll be talking in ranges from probably like C3 to G3. And I kind of want to be able to do that on demand. Aside from the range stuff, maybe just a lot of vocal weight I would love to add. I feel my voice is really hoarse and airy, kind of. So, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like your voice is like really hollow instead of like really like, yeah, like hella thick and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit like troll-ish, but
Maybe like a little bit too
I love
dark. Yeah, no, you like that. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah. Welcome to the Jason and Savvy podcast. Hello, Jason, my guest today. You want to make your voice more masculine, all right?
Okay. So let's talk about how we can achieve this, okay? So when it comes to masculinizing your voice, or rather not masculinizing here, but going for even lower pitches, you have to take into account a few things. When you wake up in the morning, your mucus that is, on the layer of the vocal folds, it's necessary for the vocal folds to vibrate and create sound. But when it's the morning, you're pretty much dehydrated, and that mucus is much thicker. Thus, it works better with lower pitches, as it kind of is thicker in general. And so, yeah, it's kind of like the gunk in the morning voice, And as you warm up, start using your voice, the vocal folds also warm up, and the mucus kind of clears out and thins out, which gives you access to a generally higher pitch range. Okay? That's kind of like the physics and biology behind the low pitches and the morning voice more specifically. So now, how do you achieve a more lower pitch more consistently? Well, you can try doing a few things. For example, like taking like creak sounds and vocal fries and taking them lower, and then from there trying to gain more consistency and more intensity. Okay, so typically, there is a few exercises that we can do with vocal weight. For example, like pretending to lift a really heavy weight to get like a really thick sound, This is like at a higher pitch, but like
Like at a lower pitch, you can have like a lot more vocal fold mass by like having like that exercise.
Oh God. That was funny. That was a bit of false vocal folds coming into play here because I was forcing a bit too much.
Ooh.
So that can be interesting as well. So there's a few techniques. You can also use distortion and strange voice behaviors. I don't know if I'll do this on the fly. I'll probably ridicule myself here, but it's been a while, but like doing like a subharmonic event, So you can kind of like create like weird patterns of voice. like allow you like to go beyond and lower, but I don't practice those really. That will be completely honest with you. Now you can also like use distortion, like you know the Batman voice? Yeah, like
Where is she?
you know, like using that like
Oh, like that false vocal fold sound. Yeah. And okay, like now this is absolutely cheating, by the way.
Oh my god.
because
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, technically I'm not even using. Okay, let me explain you how I do this one. Alright, I've not smoked a pack of cigarettes, but look at this graph instead.
okay, I'll be honest, I haven't done this in a while, so
I'm a bit surprised as well, but alright, Jason buddy, look at the graph up there. So what you can see here.
is the true vocal folds in white, right? And on the side, you will find the false vocal folds. Now, as you can notice, they're not exactly the true vocal folds, and they are here for different reasons. We use them when we scream, when we yell, and a very nice, neat little feature, they kind of close up over the vocal folds when you're swallowing water and food, making it so that you don't choke on food and water. That's awesome. Thank you, false vocal folds. They're also used when you become older and the false vocal folds lack flexibility.
That's why you hear old people use it all the time, in a certain way, whether you're a grandpa.
Or whether you're a grandma, you whippersnapper. Or because it's Halloween soon, you can do a witch cackle of that, like, and a lot of metal screaming. A lot of metal screaming uses this. And funnily enough, you know, your grandma's voice is closer to Batman's voice than to yours, strangely enough. Don't ask me why. I mean... So yeah.
Wow.
Like you can make use of this, and I'm not really good at this, but you
you can like try to like get the vibration of the true vocal folds in conjunction to create a much fuller sound.
And like get like a really
I can't do this. I can do like a cheated version, like Mongolian throat singing, like
like a voice like this, you know, but it's not really a real voice.
you know, bit rusty on that one.
That's amazing.
So there's a bunch of things you can do to like get your voice lower, lower than what you can already do, because D2, C2, even for me, that's a struggle. I will not lie to you. So like those low pitches, right? They're airy, they're breathy. So you might be tempted to be like, okay, I want to go louder, so I'm going to push more air. But as you do this, your vocal folds are already struggling to close, so they're just not really gonna cooperate. You're maybe gonna have like
like a really low pitch like this, and it's gonna be like really creaky, right? And so like you're not gonna be like to push it to like make it stronger. You're gonna try and push more air, and you're gonna get this like
you know, like it's gonna like be blown out of proportion. You first need to get your vocal fold mass to increase. So we're gonna try and like go towards a more pressed sound. Actually, I think I have the right slide for this. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, here is a slice of the vocal folds from the sides. And so the gradient can go from heavy to medium to light, or the other way around. But what's interesting is that you can also, okay, actually that's not why I wanted to get this. Oh, I don't have a good slide for this. But basically, look at the closure gradient, right? You can go from whispery to breathy to balanced to creaky. And then close more and get a glottal stop. Now, this is true for a thinner voice, but when you try and do like a thicker voice, you instead of getting creaky, you get a pressed sound, right? So instead you'll have you don't have creak, you have whatever sound you're making when you're making like an effort.
Make with that sound whatever you will.
And so that sound you can use at those lower pitches. So
like here, like it's too creaky, and I would instead want to have more of
a more pressed sound. Why is that? Because that
like pressed sound will like actually have the vocal fold mass to then like sustain the increase in airflow, right? And so then from there you would like go thicker.
and then push more air.
And like have like a more. Oh god.
So this is what happens when you kind of lose control of it and like your vocal folds like blow out of proportions like this, like right? Sounds very like the teenager boy voice, you know, like
Yeah, Mom, I did my homework.
so this is where it gets a bit cringe and difficult, but if you get a good hold of this,
Without getting the false vocal folds of Batman again. Oh, we can do that one, but again, it's cheating and it sounds like I smoke a lot. But oh god.
I know it's Halloween, sorry, I didn't mean to scare. So yeah, you can try and do like that great. Let's get you to a lower pitch first. Yeah? So let's slide.
Like to what's your lowest pitch?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You're I think it's a G. Wow.
That was a D.
D2, right? Yeah.
Yeah. F,
Exactly.
F, E flat. I think E flat too may be my bottom right now.
E flat. Okay, yeah. So like
E flat. Yeah. I'm
nice.
barely
Yeah. Okay.
E flat too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's difficult again. Like it's not easy. So from there you can try and like do like slide something more thicker. Like I don't know if you have like anything like
A wall could be good for this. So like something that's heavy, you can like try and push against. Like, wait, where's my wall? Oh yeah, it's right here. Great. Okay. So you can do something like, right, and you hear the vocal folds vibrate faster, but they also like
Get a lot thicker, right? Yeah. And so you can then
first find that thick sound and then maybe trail it down.
and then the next step, is add more air. And like get like a stronger voice, and then like build up from there.
It sounds not very easy. It's not, but yeah, give it a try.
Will do.
Yeah. Oh, will do. Okay, in the future. Okay. I mean, I know the timer did ring, but but yeah, I hope that all of this advice helped you out. If you ever know how to do like a grandma voice or like an old man's voice or even like a zombie sound, like brains, it's exactly that sound of the false vocal folds. And you can make use of that to like get
like really low sounds by cheating, by the way. But
a lot of like orc sounds or dragon voices or monster sounds in media that you see portrayed use some amount of that false vocal folds sound. So that can be really interesting to use if you want to explore distortion and kind of cheating lower pitches. But you can try and do this alongside getting your vocal folds to be thicker, right? So yeah, best of luck with your practice, Jason. I'm sorry, it was a lot of theory, not a whole lot of practice, but I hope that you learned a bunch from this.
Oh yeah, that's fine, awesome, yeah. All right, Jason, my dude, yeah.
Thank you for coming on stage.
Thank you, Savvy.
You're really welcome. Thank you, Jason. Applause for Jason! Okay, that's... I don't get to often talk about all these niche dimensions of voice, so I'm really happy I can do this. All right, so now we got 10 more minutes. Let's have the last person of today. I'm sorry, there will be more workshops in the future. Someone who wants to feminize their voices, who might be interested. Raise your hand or jump in place. I think I saw you. Tyvrel, is that how I pronounce it? Yeah?
Yeah, that's how it's
Yeah, awesome. Come up on stage. You can go up there or whatever you want. Applause for Tyvrel. Welcome. I swear, these workshops get more unhinged every day. All right, we got 10 minutes starting from now. Welcome. Hi. So, do I call you Tyvrel, or just Tiv or Ty? I don't know. What do you like to be called?
Tiv, Ty, Tyvrail, however, whatever works for you.
Right, awesome. So it will be Tivril. I learned the name, I say the name. Okay, so first time up on stage, first time in the workshop ever, or have you already been here before?
First time on the stage.
So you already know all the good stuff about Pat That Cat, about the whispers, about resonance, and all that good stuff, right?
I wouldn't know everything, but I know a little bit.
All right, how about you give me a slide from your lowest to your highest so I can kind of gauge what your pitch range is. So
Oh.
give it a try.
Oh.
Well, great. You have the range. Good. All right. Now, let us go into whispers. Okay. So I want you to give me. I know something. Please make sure that your noise suppression is turned off, and that your mic activation threshold is all the way down to 0%. Please.
Done
All right.
and done.
Done and done. Perfect. Now give me a really gentle whisper to try this out. Like say something like "Hello." Awesome. Now give me Pat That Cat. Like
Pat That Cat.
Oh, fuck.
nice. Very good.
Very dark, by the way.
And now we take that Pat That Cat and we climb up to a brighter Pat That Cat. Let's give this a try.
Pat,
Pat, Pat, Pat, Pat, Pat That Cat. Nice. And from there, Pat That Cat. Then you're going to try the following. Okay, first match my pitch.
Careful. You're on the right pitch, but one octave lower.
Okay, you're here. Let's go a little bit higher. A little bit too high. Okay. We might have a little bit of a pitch accuracy issue. It's fine. No worries. All right. So, let's try this again. All right. So, give me like, try and match my pitch again. Okay. Okay, good. Keep that pitch. Do that again. No, you went back down again. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Pitch accuracy, definitely do work on that on your own to like match pitches more easily. I don't know. You are using a VR headset. So you're not having like a headset, okay? How well do you hear your voice when you like phonate, when you use your voice? Like,
I think I can hear it pretty clear.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's try this. How do I make you reliably get to the pitch that I want? Do you have your phone nearby? How difficult is it for you to use a phone and use VR at the same time? Yeah, okay. Is it iOS or Android?
Android.
Awesome. Please go to the Play Store. Not sponsored. You're going to download this exact app on the board. It's going to be Vocal Pitch Monitor. Yes, this is live app downloading, a new form of training. So this one, Vocal Pitch Monitor. Yeah.
I've downloaded it.
Yeah? Yeah?
It's fighting me. It's trying to ask for something.
Okay, it's fine. I got you. I get the audience entertained. Okay. Enough elevator music.
It's going to go through a long, tedious process. I don't. It's
It's fine. Let's forget about this. All right. So please make after me. So you did get the resonance thing really well. So it's really crazy to me that you get this really good resonance accuracy going dark to bright, but the pitch not, because I feel like most people are more keen to like hear like the pitch than to hear. Okay, actually, let me rephrase this. Maybe there's a different thing. Can you match my pitch here?
Oh.
Yes, you can.
Uh.
Okay, so it seems to me that you're good at pitch accuracy at pitches that you generally know how to phonate. So let's do this together. Let's do this call and response. Nice. Okay, we lost it again. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. Keep that pitch. Do it again. Okay. If you can find it like this, that's very good. Now again. And then jump directly to the high one. Yes. Okay, we got it. Woo! All right. So now all we have to do is bridge that nice bright whisper that you had into that pitch. But because it's going to be brighter, it should sound something like okay? So let's give this a try. Match my voice.
But that cat.
Pat, 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 cat. Awesome. And now from there, pat that cat. Okay. That's a bit. Yeah, that should be good. But you did go a little bit too fast, and I didn't hear as bright of a whisper as I did before. So really make sure that you can go for that really bright whisper. Instead of taking the whole pa 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 pa, this time I want you to instead go from the dark directly to the bright. So
But that cat.
pat that cat. Give it a try.
Pat that cat.
Very good. And from there, try to hold the a little bit. Very good. And from there, pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
So here you really want to listen to what the whisper did. It was really quick, but you did this. So the whisper, right? It went down. Instead, let's try the following. Okay, that's E3. Let's try a bit of a higher pitch. Da da da. So, pat pat pat. Pat. Nice. Okay, good. And from there, try to say, pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Careful there. Pat that cat. You went back to like a darker and lower pitch. Okay? So, okay, it's not super easy. Let's see. Okay, let's try a different method. Okay, wait. Okay, another method we can try is like trying to do it on the voiced sound. So find that high pitch again.
Uh,
Ah. Yes, so okay, make that into an ah. Pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Carefully went back down in pitch. Ba 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 ba. Pat that cat.
Repeat that again. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, so pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Okay, good. So here you have like pat that cat. It's not
the most dark sound, but it's not.
bright enough to be quite femme, so it's like it kind of like an androgynous area. So we have this pat that cat. Now what we can try is go for that dark pat that cat on that high pitch. So go for
Pat that cat.
and then try to make it brighter whilst staying on the same pitch. Something like
Pa.
pa 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 pat that cat. Give it a try.
Pat that cat.
You're too low in pitch. Yeah, that's the thing. You're matching the pitch, but always one octave below, right? So that's a difficult point. But anyways, we do run out of time here. I would want to help you more, but I don't want to hold the stream too long. So here I will have to wrap it up. What I want you to do here is try to like listen for other people's voices or just like even find songs that you like and try to match their pitches. I feel like your range is generally like what? Like where do you speak at normally? Can you just read that first sentence in your normal voice? Like just
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
or something like that?
Yeah, the mad brat sat on the flat mat.
All right, so right now you're like,
The mad brat sat on the flat mat. Like,
you're generally like in the second and like low third octave. I would try and recommend that you try and match voices or songs that are in the third octave. So like C3 up to C4, okay? So find some songs, play around with the app, see how your voice evolves and where it goes, and kind of like get more familiarized with how pitches work in general. Because I feel like that higher range, you struggle a lot with those exercises just because you're not hitting the same pitches. You can hit those pitches, but you don't do them consistently like on the get-go, which makes practicing a bit more difficult for you here. But otherwise, the resonance you can brighten really well. You have a crazy wide range. It's just that you struggle with the accuracy and getting right back to those pitches. Once you figure that out, well, all you have to do is mix in together that bright resonance that you get from the whisper and the high pitch. Okay, so best of luck with
Okay,
practicing.
thanks.
Generally pitch accuracy and keep trying at this whisper exercise. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you for being so brave and coming on stage. Tivriel tried really hard. Yay! Applause for Tivriel!
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Woo! Okay.